I am a nurse at Harborview in the trauma ICU, and I also teach yoga. I've been teaching yoga for the whole U and UW medicine for almost a year now, just sporadically, and I'm just so excited to get to share this evening together and hopefully many more. Also, just because this is such a big class, and obviously we're not in person, I can't cater to everybody's kind of injuries and specific needs. So if there's something that doesn't feel good for you in your body, you're working through an injury, something like that, if there's any pain at all, just come out of it, lay down on your mat, or find a seat, something that feels restorative and safe for you. With that being said, the way that I typically kind of run my class is to start with a little bit of grounding, usually a quote or some intention, and then move through some breath work and a movement practice, and then have a few minutes at the end just to really soak up this asana. So I hope that you guys are excited. I am also. And let's begin. So if you guys have a mat, awesome. If not, anything will do, just floor, towel, blanket, whatever. But find a comfortable seat. You can be against a wall or a couch chair if that feels extra supportive for you. And just close your eyes. Take some normal breaths. Just kind of settling in, seeing how your body feels in this moment. Maybe you're feeling some tension or tightness. And just bring that to your awareness without judging. Maybe throughout class today, you'll learn where you hold some of this tension. A lot of us, it's in our shoulders and our hips. So just really bring that like body awareness into class throughout the hour if you can. We're always learning and growing, trying to improve ourselves. And again, just focusing on the breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. While we're settling in here, I'll just offer a quick quote from the book Breath by James Nestor. I can post this afterwards for anybody that's interested. He's somebody that's written extensively about breath work and the importance of breathing through our nose, and most notably slowing down our breath in our exhalation. But this quote really stood out to me when I was reading this book. He says, to breathe is to absorb ourselves in what surrounds us, to take in little bits of life, understand them, and give pieces of ourselves back out. Respiration is, at its core, reciprocation. Respiration, I'm hoping, can also lead to restoration. For those of us in healthcare like I am, that means a lot to me. And even just in our day to day, we all can really focus inward a little bit and just take a few minutes to take time with our breath. It's a hugely impactful practice, even to do this like 5 minutes a day. So we'll work through a little breath practice here together as we start. You can keep those eyes closed if that is comfortable for you, or you can have them open. If you want to, you can have your hands on your belly. So start to deepen your inhale through your nose still if you can. Really feeling that expansion of your chest. And exhaling through your nose. Bring that belly towards the spine, really pushing out all that air so you can welcome a new big fresh breath. And if you can, inhale for 4 seconds. Gently pause at the top of the breath. Exhale for 2 seconds. And then we'll elongate a little more. Inhale. 5 seconds. Gently pausing at the top. Exhale 3 seconds. Pausing at the bottom. Again, inhale 5 seconds. Gently pause. And exhale 5 seconds. We'll go through that 6 more times, whatever count that feels good for you. My 5 seconds is just an offering. Really feel that belly expand. With your inhale, like a big balloon. And press out all that air at the end of your exhalation. 2 more. Last big breath. Bring your hands onto your knees or onto the side. Open your eyes if you're ready for that. Big shoulder roll real quick, just kind of forming up 3 big rolls back. And then 3 rolls forward. Take a little neck stretch here. So as you exhale, right ear to right shoulder. You can have the right hand on top of your head, but just gentle pressure kind of helps bring a little bit more space, but we're not tugging or pulling. And through class this evening, really try to work with that breath with movement. So continuing to breathe through your nose. Taking deep breaths if possible. And coming back to that breath. Inhale back to center. Switch sides to the left ear, left shoulder. Coming back to that breath can really help kind of calm your mind. You notice when I'm doing breath work, and maybe you did there, that like my mind can just focus on my rhythmic breathing pattern. It doesn't tend to go off on a lot of tangents and think about to-do lists, etc. It really can focus and hone in on that one thing. It's a focused meditative time. Inhale back to center. And then big neck roll to the right, all the way down, left, and up. Do 2 times each side. It's nice and gentle. When you're back down, switch sides to the left. And last one. All the way down. Gaze up to neutral. Inhale, arms up overhead to prayer position. Exhale to your heart. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale your arms back up. As you exhale, gently twist to the right. So left hand to right knee, right hand behind your low back. I'm really trying to work from your whole torso, turning, not just our shoulders and our neck. Inhale back to center, and then exhale to the left side. If you're pregnant like I am, also these open twists are perfectly safe. We try to avoid closed twists where you're really inhibiting the movement of your belly. But something like this where you're just open, it's perfectly safe throughout your whole pregnancy. 1 more breath. Coming in. Great. Now come onto all fours. And then tuck your toes underneath, sitting back onto your heels. I tend to walk my hands up and have them sit on my thighs. Find whatever feels good for you. This is an intense toe stretch that we might not be able to hang in for long. So it's really opposite of what our foot is doing when we're in normal shoes and just walking around. So if it's too much, come out at any time. I'm gonna do one more breath here. And then coming out, untuck those toes. Coming back to all fours. Bring your fingers so that they're facing towards you and your wrists are forward. Kind of move your body forward and back a little bit. So that big wrist and forearm stretch, again, a position that we don't normally do. It's okay if you can't find too much space here. And then release that. Come onto the tops of your hands. Pressing down with your tops of your hands almost to your wrist down into the mat. So you rock front and back slightly. Again, stretching here. One more breath. Untuck those hands, coming back, sitting onto our feet. Clasp those fingers behind your low back. Pull your shoulders down, away from your ears. And then lift your arms up. Big shoulder stretch, chest opener. Again, doesn't matter how far you're going. This should just feel really nice. Many of us just sit with our shoulders kind of slumped forward. And this is a beautiful way to just move in opposition, really open up the chest. One more breath. Release. Coming back to that all fours position. So here we're doing hands under elbows, under shoulders, knees under hips. So we're all in alignment. Going to lift your cat cow, inhale, look up, tilt your pelvis up. Exhale, chin to chest, tuck your pelvis under. Move with your breath here, we'll do 6 sets. Inhale. Exhale, cat. It's a really nice spine warm up. One more at your own time. Coming back to that neutral spot. And then big hip circles. First moving to one side 3 times. You can really exaggerate these two, almost sitting back onto your heels and coming all the way up to your wrists. And then switching to the left. One more set. And coming into our center. So feeling really grounded on all fours here before we shake that up a little bit. So right leg straightens. You can have your toes tucked still. Left arm reaches forward. Really good balance and core stretch. Maybe you want to lift up that right leg off the mat. So you're really reaching with your fingertips, pointing back with your toes. Remembering to breathe. Gaze is just gently down or forward, so neck is neutral. Inhale, bring that left hand down, kind of pivot on your knee as you bring your your right foot down. So you're on the inside edge of your right foot, right arm lifts up towards the sky. Kind of modified side plank here. Maybe you want to bring that right foot up, or you can leave it down. Do toe taps. Whatever feels good for you in your body right now. We'll hold another second. And then inhale, coming up. So torso is straight. That right leg is still out long. Moving into gate pose, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, side. So deep stretch in the left side body. Really finding some new space. If you ever need to reset, you can move back to center. Again, lift up and then exhale. Fold over to the side. One more breath. Coming up. Bring that left hand down. Reverse of how we came in. Right hand down. Pivot again on that left knee. Bring the right knee to meet it. Do a little cat-cow or a little hip circle. Then we'll move into the other side. So inhale, left toes back. Right arm extends. Pulling with your fingertips forward. Maybe you're lifting up that back leg. So feeling your body in full alignment here. Being stretched in opposition. Remembering to send breath if there's tension. Try to release any tension in your jaw. Pick out your tongue maybe. Right hand comes down. You're going to pivot on that right knee. And that left foot is still out. Left arm raises up. Do what you did on the other side here. So if you ended up toe tapping, lifting your leg, leaving it straight, just do the same on the second side. One more breath. On your next inhale, engaging your core, coming up center. And then again, we'll inhale, arms up overhead, and as we exhale, fold. Maybe one side for you feels quite different than the other. Again, just noticing that. Feeling a really nice stretch in the right side body. Reaching out and up through that right arm. Really not much pressure on the leg here with your left. You can use it as kind of a balancing support. One more breath. And coming back up. Bringing that right arm down. Coming back to hands and knees. Tucking the toes underneath you. Hover the knees up. And then when you're ready, straighten those legs, pushing back. Coming into downward facing dog. And so here you can walk out your dog, one leg at a time. You can move your hips around. First downward dog of the evening, so just see how that feels in your body right now. And then find a breath, just the stillness. On your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward with your right foot. You're feeling grounded in that right foot, pushing up into a high lunge. So here, left toes are tucked, Right foot is fully engaged in the mat. Right leg is bent. Arms can be up in the air, they can be on your hips, can just be at your side, whatever is more comfortable for you. Sometimes arms up is kind of intense if you have tight shoulders. So offer to bring your arms down at any point. Feeling really grounded in your legs. So we move into our little standing series. Feeling really rooted, grounded, strong. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left foot comes down. So back of your left foot, parallel to the back of your mat. You might have to walk your feet a little bit forward or closer together to find kind of that right stance for you. Bringing that 90-degree angle into that right leg. Shoulders are open, paralleling the long side of the mat. Arms out wide, gaze is over your right middle finger. Pushing into both feet evenly. Again, feeling really strong. Inhale, coming forward slightly. So right forearm to right knee, left arm comes up. So working to have one line with your left side. Side angle goes. You can release that elbow to knee connection and straighten the arm. One more breath. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, reverse the warrior, coming back. Left arm down your left leg, right arm up towards the sky. You can gaze up at that right. One more breath. And then inhale, back to warrior two. Straighten that right leg, hinge forward, and cartwheel your arms into triangle. So here often what I do is use my right hand against my right shin. If you have a block or a pillow or a chair, something you can lean on, sometimes that's helpful just to make your arms longer. In our studios, there's so many props at home. We have to be extra resourceful. One more breath. These can be down at your foot or upright at the left hand. If you're upright, it might play with your balance a bit, so just be aware of that. Inhale, coming back up to center. Hands to your hips. Your right foot comes in, so it's the same as your left. Inhale here, and then exhale, holding forward. Maybe your hands fall in front of you. Your legs are made straight. Just come down a little bit. Feel a really nice stretch in your legs. And just play with this motion. A couple breaths. Finding some length in space. Then pause. Pressing into the left hand, lifting the right arm up, gentle twist to the right side. Two breaths. Pulling that right arm down, switching sides, left arm comes up. One more breath. Releasing that left hand down. Bringing those hands to your hips, pressing strongly into your feet and legs as you come back up slowly to center. And heel toe your feet in about hip width distance apart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. So here for me, my legs are quite wide, almost as wide as the mat, or at least as wide as your hips. You can gently bend the knees, grab onto opposite elbows, and sway side to side. Just really release your whole upper body. And notice if you're clenching your jaw. If you are, make a funny face, stick out your tongue. And inhale, just halfway, flat back. Exhale again to that forward fold. Gazing forward. Walk your hands a little forward and your feet a little back. Finding down dog again. 3 breaths here. So we've soaked up that side. We're going to inhale, gaze forward, step that left foot forward. Move into the same on the left side. So as you're ready, inhale, lifting up. Right toes down, left foot fully planted. Again, arms any way that feels comfortable for you. Pressing into both feet, engaging both legs. More breath. On that next exhale, right foot down, opening into warrior 2. Playing with that stance again, sinking in with the left side, bending that left knee. Gazing over your left middle finger now. Feeling strong, noticing if this side is tighter, looser. Next breath, as you exhale, left elbow to left thigh, right arm straightens. 3 breaths in side angle pose. Inhale, coming back up to warrior 2. Then exhale into that reverse warrior. Right hand comes down the right leg. Left arm raises up towards the sky. Maybe gazing at that left palm. Still trying to sink into that left knee. Inhale, coming back up to warrior 2. Pausing for a moment. Straightening that left leg, hinging forward triangle on the left side. Again, maybe playing with your gaze here. Playing with kind of how you're holding on, what you're working against, to really open the chest and shoulders. One more breath. Pressing down through the feet strongly, inhale. Coming up to center, hands to hips. Left toes come in. Hinging forward again. Maybe bending one knee gently. then the other. Just creating a little flow, a little space. Coming back to center, bring your heels in and your toes out. Sink down into those hips. Bring your hands maybe to your thighs. They can come up to your chest. Just move side to side a little. Again, playing with straightening, bending your legs, and then bending both. Maybe coming to cactus arms in goddess pose. Gently exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Two more. And hands to your thighs. Left shoulder towards your right knee. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, right shoulder, left knee. Two more. Breath with movement here, feeling kind of in that flow state. Gently moving side to side one more time. And then straightening those legs. Straightening your arms into star pose. And heel toeing back up towards center. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. We come into a couple standing poses here. If you're someone that has a block, really likes to use a block, you can grab it and place it between your thighs. If not, no worries at all. I just feel like having something there helps feel the engagement of your inner thighs pushing together. So if you have that block, squeeze it here. If you don't, engage your thigh muscles, mostly your inner thighs. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, sitting into chair pose. So here, we're thinking sitting back, ideally knees not over our toes. Finding an intense squat. Maybe hands come to heart center. They can be on your thighs or on your hips. Again, if your shoulders are tight, keeping them raised above head might be a challenge, and that's okay. One more breath, squeezing. Inhale, lifting up. Open mouth, exhale. Letting that go. Beautiful. We'll take it one more time. Find the stance that feels right for you. Inhale, arms up, exhale. Sitting down into that chair. Two more breaths. Inhale, coming up. Open mouth, exhale. Let go. You can shake it out a little bit. Great job. We have one other balancing pose that I'll offer tonight. If you have a wall or a chair nearby and you want to use it, I think it's wonderful. Up to you, kind of how you feel. But let's just get grounded here first. We're gonna have our feet about hip width distance apart and really feel your entire foot engaged in the mat or the floor. So maybe lift up your toes and intentionally place them back down. Kind of move side to side, do a hip circle. Feel all the edges of your foot and your feet.
So we want to activate all of those in our balance poses. So feeling grounded, which is a beautiful start. Slowly bring that weight all into your left foot. You can have your right toes on the mat. You can hover them off the mat. If you want to try moving into tree, you can grab your right ankle, place it somewhere on your foot on your left leg, avoiding the knee joint. So onto your left thigh, left shin, kind of on top of the foot are all great options. Doesn't matter where you're placing it. The goal is engagement. So pressing the foot into the leg into the foot. Finding something in front of you, maybe you focus your gaze on. Also bringing this beautiful attention to all these little movements your foot is doing to keep you upright. One more breath. And releasing that foot, coming down, shaking it out. And then moving into the other side. Getting grounded again, bringing all that weight into your right foot. Lifting up the left toes or moving that left foot somewhere onto the right leg. You can do anything with your arms and hands. Honestly, they can be up above you, they can be in a mudra, they can be at your side, heart center. Whatever feels good for you. You just play with it. Three breaths. Maybe one side is much more challenging than the other. Maybe you keep falling out of this, and that's okay. Just means you're going to your edge. One more breath. And then gently releasing that foot, coming back down to the mat, giving it a little shake out. Great. And coming towards the back of the mat, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, coming back to that forward fold. So legs can be wide here. Knees can be a little bit bent. Again, holding on to opposite elbows, a little sway side to side. Kind of massages your low back. Inhale, coming up to halfway lifting, and then walk those hands all the way forward into downward dog. 3 breaths here. On the next inhale, gazing forward, right foot comes up again. This time, left knee comes down. Walking your torso upright. You're in a half lunge here. So hands can be on that right thigh, again on your hip or upright towards the sky. You're feeling your legs stretch, feeling a deep stretch in the front of your left leg. You're working on bringing the pelvis and groin down as you lift up through your torso. Shoulders are straight, gaze is just forward, neutral. One more breath. Hands can come down and help guide that right leg straight into half splits. So here we're attempting on pulling that right hip back to be in alignment with the left. Working on bringing those right toes towards our nose. And then we're hinging over this hip. So most important thing to think about in this pose is not how far we're going, but to have a straight spine. If we're curving, just to get a little bit more length, we really want to peel that back a little bit. Focus on that elongated spine. Try to find length in your spine as your primary focus here. The bonus is a deep hamstring stretch, but alignment is always the most important. As you find that length, then you can create a little bit more space, move more and more forward. On your next exhale, step back, pressing that right foot down to the mat. Bring it all the way out wide. My toes are actually wider than my heel here. Hands are to the left of my foot. We're in lizard or runner's lunge. Got a couple options here. Can open that right leg out more with that right hand onto the right thigh. You can stay put kind of where you are with your hands to the left of that foot. You can come down onto your forearms. You can also tuck your left toes, lifting up that left leg. Tons of options. You can play around with all of them. Find one that feels the best for you tonight. One more breath. Coming out of that. Keep actually that foot kind of close. We're going to meander our foot across our body. So our left foot, our left wrist is by our right foot and ankle. And our right knee is kind of towards our right hand. I'm going to sink down into our hips here, into pigeon pose. This one can be quite a challenge depending on how tight hips are. So again, don't judge the way things look, how deep things are going. Just try to really feel those muscles engaging and releasing, elongating. So deep hip opener here. Sending breath to that area. If you want to, you can come down onto your forearms. Two more breaths. Pressing down into those hands. I usually tuck my left toes and walk them a little forward, helping unwind, and then gently bring that right knee back by your left. Knees actually come out wide on the mat, big toes to touch beneath you, sit back, child's pose. 3 deep breaths. Can be lion's breath, an open mouth exhale, really releasing. On that final inhale, coming back up. Getting ready to press back into downward facing dog. Come into the left side. That sequence. One more breath in down dog. Gaze forward. Left foot forward. Right knee down. As you come up to low lunge on the left. Finding space. Nice stretch in the front of your right leg. Pelvis sinking down. Hands come to frame that foot as it helps straighten that left leg, pulling the left hip back into half splits here. Again, thinking about that flat back, a straight spine. Using your breath here to really channel that energy. One more. And then bring that left foot forward. Turn it out wide. Lizard pose on the left. So whatever you did on the right side, come into it again here. We really try to keep both left and right sides as balanced as you can. And just being playful, maybe trying a couple different variations tonight or in your own practice. Coming back up with your hands, gently moving that left leg kind of down and then across as you come into prepping for pigeon. Maybe coming down onto your forearms, if you did that on the other side. Two more deep breaths. And slowly coming out of that, unwinding whatever point feels good for you. Knees coming out wide, again into child's pose, sinking down. Lifting up slightly, walking your hands to the top left corner of your mat. And then sinking back down again. Inhale, lifting up, walking those hands now all the way to the top right corner of your mat, sinking down. Coming back to center. Bring your hands so they're pancakes on top of each other. Your elbows are out wide, and then gently just rest your forehead down on those hands. This is crocodile hands, so the top part of this pose is crocodile pose. It's a pose that really engages the vagus nerve, which impacts your parasympathetic nervous system. It's a beautiful, just releasing, resetting, relaxation pose. A great thing to come to in moments of stress or as you're wind down before bedtime. And slowly coming up, coming out of that onto a seat, onto the mat. Bottoms of your feet are pressing together, knees are out wide. Move side to side a little. Feel that your sits bones are underneath you evenly. Inhale, exhale, maybe hinging forward. You can use your elbows and arms to press out those legs to find more space. Again, thinking about that flat back again. Try not to round in your spine. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, bring your legs out wide. It doesn't matter how wide your legs are. They're not very far. It's just totally fine, doesn't impact the stretch here. This is something that with repetition gets easier and easier. So again, feel grounded on your sits bones. Push your feet kind of backwards a little bit. Inhale your arms up overhead. I'm going to side reach to the left. Nice left grab with your left hand onto somewhere on the left leg. So your right arm reaches up and over. Getting a nice body stretch. One more breath. Inhale. Coming up to center. Deep inhale. And exhale. Letting that side go. Inhaling again, arms up overhead as we exhale. Right hand to right leg somewhere. Reaching up and over with the left arm. One more breath. Coming up to center. Inhale. And exhale. If you'd like, you can bring your hands in front of you. Gently walk forward to whatever spot feels like your edge. Again, blocks here, pillows here, helpful. Just to lift up your torso a bit. Two more breaths. And then coming back up if you are folded. Bring your legs together. And then come down to your Savasana. So you can be fully laying on your mat. If you prefer being seated, you can stay seated. Just find a comfortable position for a few minutes. Closing your eyes again. Letting your body just melt and sink into the mat. Releasing any control of your breath. And just letting your body's natural state take over. You can soak in all the goodness from the last hour. You can be grateful to yourself for giving yourself that time for self-care and movement and breath work. And everything feel weightless, effortless. Feel the mat and the ground underneath you, fully supporting you, allowing you to just give in, release and relax. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe do a full body stretch and pencil pose, lifting your arms up overhead, pointing your feet long down past your mat. And then bring your knees in and fold over to one side. And lay in fetal position for a moment. And when you're ready, just push yourself back up to the seat. Your eyes can stay closed, or you can open them here. And once you're in your seat, you can join us. We'll take 3 breaths together to close our practice tonight. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, the heart center. 2 more times. Inhale. Final breath. Exhale. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. I really enjoyed this practice together. I welcome any feedback, comments, and I'm happy to post my website with classes to this chat here before people leave as well, if anyone's interested. I think Anna will put this on the website and on YouTube. So it'll be available to go through again, but I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to hang on for a few minutes and chat too.